Yes, yes. Welcome back to City Extreme. Hope you're all good. We are chilling. Hang on a sec. Speak. Why? Every single time we start, I can never hear you. I never know why. Like, wait, oh, there we go. Speak now.
Yo.
There we go. Every single time. Something. I've found out. I've just found out, by the way, what it is. I've just found out what it is, which is good. Which is good because now I know. Whereas previously, I had no idea. Yes. Hope everyone's good. If you haven't already, make sure you like the stream. Big news.
Big news. Huge news. Julian Alvarez, new contract has been signed at Manchester City. Contract extended by a year until 2028. Wages doubled from £50,000 per week to around £100,000 per week. This is really positive news, and I guess everyone's going to be really happy with this. There was some rumours going back a couple of weeks ago. I remember doing a stream, and there were some rumours coming out that maybe Julian Alvarez maybe saw his future elsewhere. Maybe some sources were considering a loan in the summer because he wasn't getting enough game time. Clearly, Alvarez is happy with the situation that he currently finds himself in, as he has signed a new deal as broken by Fabrizio Romano, and his agent came out after Fabrizio and said, yes, the contract has been signed.
Yeah, it's great news. Obviously, it's just waiting on the City announcement, which obviously this is all very true, and this is definitely something that's happened. It's been confirmed. City will probably do an announcement. The rumour was that it was going to be on Wednesday, the announcement. However, that didn't happen. But it has been basically confirmed by everyone, which is good. It's really exciting as well because I was genuinely low-key getting worried because he's a very, very, very big talent and he deserves to be playing football. And the issue was that we've been finding it difficult to fit him into this Manchester City side, especially when you've got 5-goal Erling Haaland up top. It's a difficult one, but I think he's happy. Like I say, I do think he must be happy with the situation because he has signed a new deal, getting more money, and I think it's positive because they must have had some reassurances to say that he will. Do you know what I mean? He is in the future. He will be playing more football. Do you know what I mean? Like, because surely they didn't go, oh, here's a new contract, but you're still going to be second best to Erling Haaland forever. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe the new season, maybe after. We might see in pre-season, maybe we're trying to work on a way to get them both in the side. But like I say, he's incredible. He's incredible. So I'm so gassed. 2028 as well, which is sick.
Yeah, it's a long contract that as well. And obviously he's absolutely smashed it this season. He's played 33 games, but he's only played 1,600 minutes, which is equivalent to 17 matches. And in 17 matches worth of football, he's got 13 goal involvements, including 10 goals. That's really, really strong. Really strong. He gets a goal involvement every 123 minutes. But you've also got to remember some of the minutes he come on from are dead minutes. Like if you look at Liverpool, 1 minute, Brentford 4, Everton 3, Nottingham Forest 2. You know, these don't help the stats really, because it obviously negatively impacts his stats, whereas Haaland doesn't get those negatively impact stats. So I think he's probably averaging a goal or an assist just over every game, and it's crazy, man. Because I actually think it's probably been harder for Alvarez than it has been Haaland, because Haaland, he feels at home in Manchester because obviously, you know, he spent a lot of time in England anyway as a kid, you know what I mean? And I'm sure he visited England quite a lot throughout his sort of childhood, and even when he was in Germany, I reckon he probably came over here and watched games, and he fluently spoke English.
Yeah.
He gets the culture, he gets it, you know what I mean? You see him walking around town because he just gets the people. Whereas Alvarez has come from a completely different side of the world, a completely different culture, didn't speak any of the lingo, although he is learning and he is getting better. And he's just been thrown in, really. And he's also not been playing football regularly like Erling Haaland. So I actually think Alvarez, low-key, maybe quite controversially, he's probably done better than Haaland in a sense, in just the sense of I didn't expect him to be as good as he has. And I'll say this about Haaland. No one expected Haaland to score this many goals at this part of the season. But I think if someone would have said to you at the beginning of the season, oh, Haaland's going to score like 50 goals this season, I don't think anyone would have been gone, nah, no chance. You wouldn't have wrote it off. Whereas I think if you would have said to me at the beginning of the season, Alvarez is going to come in and he's actually going to slam it, and you're actually going to be in a position where in February, March time, you're going to be having really difficult conversations about how you get Alvarez into the team. So much so that some people and some City fans are actually contemplate dropping Kevin De Bruyne to get Alvarez in the team. He's been that good to the side. So I'm really, really impressed with Julian Alvarez. I do agree with you. I think next season it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with this. Will we go to sort of a proper three at the back to allow maybe two strikers up top with wing backs? I don't know. But this is great news because there was a little bit of concern that he might get off.
Yeah, we was all worried that he'd get off. Hugh Murray says English better than mine, to be fair. Hugh, you got better English than me and LB. like our English is terrible. Then again, I feel like when LB switches it on, you throw out Zinger words, innit, bro? You have all you're the side vocab, innit, of all this. Like when you get into one of your speeches, you give all the big words in that, whereas I don't do that. I don't have that access yet. I don't have them keys. Yeah, I think honestly, it's really good, and I see what you're saying. Like it could, I mean, like Alvarez could have done, like it could be that he has done better since he arrived. He's settled in better than Erling Haaland because it's easier for Erling Haaland to have settled in. Like it was more difficult of a task for Alvarez to full switch up, come over here. Do you know what I mean? Not understanding it. I kind of get that. And I think that could be a thing. I think the fact that he has signed, the fact that we're in this position now is only healthy. I think a lot of clubs, had he not signed this contract, would have been trying to convince him to leave Manchester City in summer. There's already rumours because end of the day there'll be loads of clubs out there that can't offer this guy first team football week in, week out. Yeah, and that's an issue that Manchester City had, where we've not been able to offer him that yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree, and I think that teams around Europe probably felt that they could get Alvarez out of City for maybe like 60 or 70 mil,
60,
which
70
is
mil,
probably a bargain, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I think there'll be a lot of teams around Europe disappointed with this news because I think a couple of clubs maybe thought that they could twist his arm. But clearly Alvarez is happy with the progress. I wonder if he's been told by Pep Guardiola that next season he's got a different formation, a different plan in mind in order to get him into the side.
That's kind of what I was getting at before, because I was thinking, like, surely he's been giving reassurances. Because that would be a question from his side of things, wouldn't it? He'd be like, what's the situation going forward? Because I can't always be second to Erling Haaland forever.
Yeah.
Surely he's had... obviously not assurances to you will play this certain amount of games per season, because that's
just
not,
more.
like like Lazuli says, Pep don't roll like that. Yeah, no one's guaranteed a spot in this Manchester City side, and that is right. You have to earn your place in the side. A smiler goes a long way with Pep, and I think Alvarez, surely they've had that conversation, and Pep said, well, next season I do want to get you involved more than this year, and I do see a way that we can play you and Erling Haaland in the same side. Now that might not be the case, but if that wasn't the case, I just don't see him signing a new contract, because, like I say, he could go anywhere, anywhere.
And this goes back to the formation, and this is why I think Gvardiol is going to be a really interesting situation, and maybe we'll go to a proper back three, because at the moment we're kind of playing like a hybrid of like a back four, back three, and when we play a back four, someone inverts. If you go to a proper back three, you can get a second striker in there. So yeah, I'm just really interested to see what Pep Guardiola does, and I think the summer transfers are really going to give us an indication. But I just believe that Julian Alvarez has been given some sort of assurances that he will be playing more minutes, because how many games are left of the Premier League? Like 11 games or something like that.
11 or is it 11 now? I thought it might be 12, isn't it? But
yeah, no, I think it's 11. It's 11 games left. You've got maximum 3 FA Cup games, so that's 14. 2 quarterfinal Champions League, that's 15. 17 with the semis, 18 with the Champions League final, and that's providing you get to the FA Cup final and the Champions League final. So there's not really that many games. And in the Premier League, I wouldn't be too surprised if Alvarez doesn't start a Premier League game now to the rest of the season because it's far too important. You've got to be playing Haaland in every single game. So you look at Alvarez's minutes, and he's currently on 1,600 minutes, pretty much exactly. Where's he going to get? He might scrape over 2,000 minutes for Julian Alvarez. That's not enough. So he's probably going to need around a 40 to 50% increase in game time next season. And the only way you're going to get that in is two ways. One, you drop Haaland in more games. Haaland's not going to like that. Or two, you have to find a formation to get them both in the team. And we have seen them play together a few times this season. Forest at home, we saw them play, worked out really well. We did see them play at Borussia Dortmund away. However, it wasn't the best because it was a bit of a rotated side and it was a bit dead, really. It was a bit of a dead game. But there've been other instances maybe where that's happened and they've looked okay. So I'm really excited about the future. I'm buzzing that he signed his contract. And 2028, we can sort of rest now. But yeah, it's on Pep Guardiola now to try and find a solution to get both of these players in his team because Alvarez and Haaland, both of these players play for Man City. It's unbelievable.
The new Dzeko and Aguero, bro.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, Julian Alvarez probably walks in. We said Haaland probably walks into every single team in world football. Alvarez probably walks into 95% of every team in world football. And they both play for us. Unbelievable.
Both of them play for us. It is crazy. Like I said, there must be something to say that he's going to play more. And I'm excited for it. That is something to look forward to. Something that in pre-season is one of the things that we should be looking at. Do you know what I mean? In pre-season, we'll be able to see if Pep's kind of trying different formations, trying to get in there. Now, obviously, we know what Pep's like, though. He could just try and shiest it in the season. Champions League final. Yeah, fuck it, let's change it. Masson mate with a 2. He says, call me Alexis Little McAllister.
All right, Masson, it's fucking 10 to 3. You got 10 minutes to explain what that means, pal.
Call me Alexis Little McAllister. I feel like there's something in there, bro, where we should know what he's talking about, but I have no idea, bro.
He's got,
why do people do this to us, bro?
He's a regular super chatter of the channel, so Masson should know better than this. What the hell are you on about, Masson?
He's a regular, bro. He's a regular super chatter. Man's been a member for absolutely donkey's years, yeah, right? And he still sends some like cryptic message, bro. That may as well be in hieroglyphics. I can't read that.
Man's Egyptian. What does he mean? What does he mean?
I genuinely just don't sign McAllister incoming. But
why not? Why?
But if that didn't say sign McAllister, it says call me Alexis Little McAllister.
Nah, I'm fuming with this guy, to be honest with you now.
Does he want to be called Alexis?
I don't know what it means, man.
People honestly like send us super chats, and sometimes I'm like, I don't even know what that means, innit? Sometimes, like sometimes people read like, and it happens all the time. If you see it in a watch song, right, and like there's bare super chats and we're going through them, and so we're trying to keep up with the super chats and read through them. Sometimes someone says the super chat and we'll just go, and then just read the next one because we have no idea what you're saying. Like, people need to speak in basic, like the most basic of terms possibly, because me and LB don't have them brain cells.
Jumped over the fence, innit?
Yeah. Like the easiest way, like...
What are you guys doing in here? Fucking hell. And he's dips, so it's just fucking annoying now, because we don't even know what he's going to mean, man.
I know. I was thinking about this all day, innit? Like, thinking, what is this? I've seen a lot of people saying, like, Tolmy has been speaking about McAllister on Blue Moon From. I've not seen that, personally. King Haaland, the real GOAT. Yes, it's Goku. I'm kind of glad you changed your name, yeah, because it means that Lewis doesn't have to say Goku. I just call you Lewis. That was weird. That's how you know I don't call him Lewis often, because I just said it and it felt weird. Lewis always calls Goku, innit? And now he doesn't have to. Because he's called King Haaland, the real GOAT now. Yes. 17 months, long time, mate. He says, hi, Braze. Bernardo leaving next season could mean Alvarez would play more game time, if not every game with Haaland. Thoughts on this?
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I don't know, because the difficulty to answer that question for me, Doku, is that I think we might see a completely different formation change next season. So I don't know, but I mean,
it is a weird one. It is a weird one. And plus, if we sign someone like a Jude Bellingham, then surely he just takes that spot of Bernardo, like in the midfield, at the Bernardo/Gundo role kind of thing. Like, it is a weird one. I'm not sure in it. We'll have to wait and see. That's why it's exciting though, because we get to think about these kind of things.
Bro, I got news.
Oh,
I've decoded Massam's super chat.
Oh, have you? You figured it out?
Yeah, the hieroglyphics. I worked it out. I worked out the alphabet, and boom, I got the decode in it. You know what I mean? Tommy's hairdo today at 12:47 p.m. in the It's Quiet. Wanna ring the bell for him on the blue moon? He put in there, "Call me Alexis." Now I don't know why he put Little McAllister, but I think that's what Massam's referring to. I think I've decoded the guy's super chat.
What's a little? Yeah, it has to be that, and it call me Alexis.
Now we did see that City were linked with Alexis a couple of days ago.
Yeah, for legit source.
Yeah, legit source. It was a good source. Now that was then shut down by a different source that said basically like City have not made contact. However, the source that said it was pretty good, and then Thomas came out and said, "Call me Alexis." So maybe that's a thing, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Hugh did. By the way, me and Hugh spoke about this last night about McAllister. So if anyone wants to hear more about that, go watch last night's stream. Innit?
Also, apologies, right? During last night, I did the thumbnail for LB last night, right? And it was only today that I realised that because LB was like, "Oh yeah, do a thumbnail, put these 3 players on it," and I was like, "Yeah, safe." Did a thumbnail, put 3 players on it, and I put Jude Bellingham, I put Alexis McAllister, and I put Kvaratskhelia up top, right? But LB said put Bellingham, Alexis McAllister, and Kovacic up top, right?
I didn't even realise.
I didn't know until I seen on our City Extra Pod someone replied and put, "That's Kvara. It's not cover," and I was like, "What? What's he talking about?" And I looked back at your message and you put, yeah, Kovacic. And in my head, I read cover as Kvara, and then I just did that. That's all. For people who are confused, Kvaratskhelia was he even a part of the conversation. Kvaratskhelia, I don't think it was, innit?
No.
That is funny, that, because in my head I was thinking they're not even going to speak about him. Yeah, that's funny. Mike, yes, Mike, welcome back to the Xtra Club. For people who missed the Xtra Club counter, it is coming back. It'll be back tonight. A FIFA player, yes, sub to Mancunian Way, Scott Carson Go. Remember, 2 months says, "Thanks to who gifted me a membership, much appreciated." Yes, mate. I actually see you in loads of streams because you have that super long name. Yes, mate. Benno with a 2 says, "Happy you signed a deal, reports Haaland's off anyway."
Well, I mean, Haaland's not leaving at the end of the season, but we need to be adults and grown-ups about the situation with Haaland. There's a lot of rumours saying that Haaland does want to play for Real Madrid at some point and wants to potentially play in La Liga. So, you know, I see some City fans saying, "Oh, no, he's going to stay at City forever." He might do. But I'm not that naive to think that Erling Haaland, the Galactico signing, is going to stay at Manchester City forever. He might leave. He might leave in 2 years, might leave in 3 years, might leave in 4 years, whatever. There is a chance he will leave this football club at some point. And you've got Alvarez there already. So again, I'd be using this to, if City know that Haaland, because City might have an already, because when they did the negotiations with Haaland and the agent and Haaland might have said, "Yeah, we want to come to City, but we do have plans to go to Real Madrid in future years." You know what I mean? They might have said that to City. City were like, "Yeah, no problem. That we can deal with that." So if City already know, then City can use that information in order to help get the Alvarez deal signed, because then you can say to Alvarez, "Look, we actually believe, we're under the impression that Haaland is going to leave in 2 to 3 years' time, and you're the successor." So, yeah, I mean, that's another point. Do you really want to be selling Alvarez now, and then maybe in 2 or 3 years Haaland leaves, and then you've got to go and sign a striker? Oh, you had one of the best in the world in it, Julian Alvarez. Why'd you sell him? So, yeah, you know, it's got to be adults about that situation, grown-ups, not moan about it, innit?
Have you seen the release clause of Haaland? It's finally come out.
It's billion, isn't it?
It's 2 billion.
2 billion quid, yeah.
And it's not available to Premier League clubs. City really said, "Real Madrid, you want it, then you're going to have to pay £2 billion, mate."
Yeah.
So that's when everyone said about that release clause that comes into play, it's 2 billion. Ain't no one going to pay 2 billion. That is basically City moving like, no, it's not, it's 200 million. It's not 200 million, it's 2,000.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if it is 2 billion, because why would City put a £2 billion release clause in the contract?
Weird, isn't it?
Wouldn't make no sense.
But Fabrizio says 2 billion. Fabrizio said 2,000 million, which is 2 billion.
Yeah, I mean, when did he put that? I've not seen that.
He's done a video.
Oh, he did it on the video? It said 2,000.
He says 2,000 million.
Maybe he just got it wrong, innit? Because that would make no sense. Because if Haaland wanted a release clause, he's not going to agree to a £2 billion release clause. And City wouldn't just put a £2 billion wouldn't put a release clause in the contract. So I suspect that's probably fake news.
Yeah, but he's fake news himself.
Yeah, I reckon it's 200 million. I reckon it's 200
yeah,
million.
He must have like 2,000 is his language barrier. Yeah, 2,000 million. Because I was going to say, like, that's moving. I was literally just about to say, that's moving, like, do you know when they put in release clauses? Because you have to have release clause in the league of contracts. It's moving like that, like when you are like a Pedri or like a Gavi release clause. Do you know what I mean? And they always put like these mad release clauses in there. It's moving like that situation. Yeah, it's probably 200 million, not 2,000 million. But still, 200 million is a lot of money. But that is still the way that the market is going is probably not too far off nowadays. It's probably that's an achievable figure for a club that would want to go get Erling Haaland, and plus you'd probably make the money back on him based on the amount of goals he'll score for your football club. Lang and Sweet, yes, Lang with a 5 says, did you hear the Neymar news? PSG don't want him anymore. Would you take him at City? It stinks of us getting Bayern Munich, Cancelo cooking us. Yeah, it does stink of us getting Bayern Munich and Cancelo roasting us. Obviously, there is the new rule in the Champions League that players can now, on loan, can play against you, can't they? They're not cup tied anymore. But I've not actually seen the Neymar news, bro.
Well, there's contradicting news on Neymar. So some people come out and say that he wants to leave and they want him gone, and then there's another report come out a couple of days ago that said that he wants to retire at PSG. So I don't know. I really like Neymar. I've said it before. I think he's one of the most underrated players in this country. There's a lot of people who just don't like him because they think he just rolls around all the time, doesn't do it in big games. We debunked that myth on the City Extra stream.
Yeah, we did. We went deep, didn't we?
So if you're a person, you don't have to like him, but you can't use the excuse of he doesn't do it in big games, because go and look at his stats and his numbers. He does do it in big games. Go and look at his Champions League record. It's unbelievable. You don't have to like him, but don't stop using that excuse because it just makes you sound silly. Yeah, I would have took him at City, but I just don't think he's going to fit into our system, our plans. If
the rumours are true about Bernardo Silva and Barcelona, the rumour is that Barcelona are basically not going to be able to sign. Barcelona aren't going to be able to sign Bernardo Silva at all this summer. So he's going to have to look at different options. PSG was definitely one of them options. Apparently, they were rumoured to be interested in summer towards the end of the window. There was actually a rumour that they offered something like £50 million, something like that, or they're willing to go higher than that, but City wanted 80, and was looking at Verratti, weren't we, as like a swap deal kind of thing. That was the rumour at the time. What if, right, and this is a question out to everyone else as well, what if Bernardo Silva, Neymar, involved in a swap deal? We still get Jude Bellingham, and then you get Neymar, and that fills your winger quota, because everyone wants a new winger. You get Jude Bellingham still, and then Neymar costs less cash or whatever because Bernardo Silva's going the other way. Would people take that?
I think that if we signed Neymar, that would then, for me, indicate that Manchester City have deviated from their previous transfer strategy, because you then have to be serious. And Adam McCullough said this on a recent Bet Victor video. You're then in the territory of, and there's nothing bad with this, but you're then in a territory of becoming a Galactico signing club, because you've just signed Haaland and then you've just signed Neymar. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all in terms of anything, really. It's just, it would mean that Manchester City have then changed strategy. And I don't know. I mean,
it's Galactico mode, isn't it? Like that. And then
going Galactico mode.
Yeah, going Galactico. And you're right. It is on a recent Bet Victor video. I've seen that. I actually seen that. Yeah, I just thought I'd throw the question out there. I think it's an interesting debate to be had, because there's a lot of people who don't like Neymar, who have this like opinion of Neymar and they stick with it. There's a lot of people who are like, yo, let Neymar cook at City, because the guy's numbers are insane. He's actually having a really good year this year as well, apparently. Or last time we checked, he was having a really good year. It's interesting the fact that there is Neymar news out there. Ryan Yeshes with 1 month says fans and atmosphere was class on Tuesday. Big up all the Blues. Yeah, it looked incredible. They're the kind of nights where they're the ones where you miss going in it. Like obviously for me and Lewis, we don't get to go to games anymore because of this. They're the ones where you're like, fuck, that'd be sick to be there. But yeah, it looked absolutely mega that. Calvin, says Calvin with a 5 says and still just like his brother, even though Calvin is a Bolton fan. yes, Calvin then. Alex with a 6 months says don't want Neymar anywhere near our club. Look how good we've been once we get the people with big egos, in brackets Cancelo, out. Also, Jordan, get back on Twitch. Yeah, I've been very busy. I've been very, very busy. I mean, we had to restart a stream and rebuild. And also, I have to keep going, innit? We've got big things going forward. We've got stuff that we can't tell you about. We've got stuff that Champions League draw tomorrow. Mm-hmm. All this stuff needs to be planned, innit? And I'm gonna make a 6 stream for tomorrow, innit? Like where we can see, because you need to be able to see this shit happening, innit? Or else it's dead. We're not just gonna sit here and read it out. And also, for the people who've been waiting, hot ones soon come.
Oh shit! Yeah,
hot ones soon come, and this is like.
I mean, the thing is, these guys.
We've said
like,
this a lot, innit? They're chatting shit, but honestly, hot ones soon come. You're gonna be gassed, you know. And we've actually got the future planning of hot ones going forward. We deep dived it last night.
Yeah. Armin says lies. See, people don't believe
in it. That's fine, innit? It's like the boy cried wolf, innit? Like, so we said it that many times, but hot ones soon come.
Yeah,
you're gonna be gassed, you know. In one stream, you're just gonna randomly halfway through it see a trailer for it. Estrella, bro.
Oh,
let's get some Estrellas in. Yeah. So you'll see a random trailer for it, and then you'll all be gassed.
Yeah.
Nick Tower, the 14s. Yes, Nick Tower, mate. Torres' failure helped Alva realise he should stay. Grass isn't always greener situation.
Oh, I'm not sure on that. I mean, I kind of see why you'd say that, Nick Tower, but Alvarez is clear of Torres. He's clear of Torres. Torres was a good player. I do think he was a good player, Torres, but I feel like Alvarez is clear, man. I'm not just saying that because he plays for City and Torres left. I'd be very, very surprised if anyone in the chat thinks that Torres was better at Manchester City than Alvarez has been. So I kind of see why you'd say it, and potentially that might be a thing. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying Alvarez is clear, and Alvarez should back himself. If Barcelona came knocking or Real Madrid came knocking and said, "Come play for us," stop being a second choice player at City, he'd back himself to go. And I don't think he'd look at Torres and go, "Oh, we didn't do it." You got to back yourself in life, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got. You know what I mean? Because if you're making a move like that as well, you just got to back yourself to do bits in it. Like Torres clearly backed himself to go to Barcelona and do bits. Alvarez is clearly backing himself to stay at City and do bits. And I like that. Mate. It's good. That's good energy, especially when you stay at City, like, because it is difficult to get into the side. It's good intentions from Alvarez, and it shows that he has a good mentality and he knows he's in the right place. He's in the right place for his career, because that's something that players need to look at, is the career trajectory going forward and where they need to be to better themselves the most. So I think Alvarez might be looking at it going, well, me being under Pep Guardiola will probably benefit me more than me moving somewhere else. And you know what I mean? I completely agree. Dave with the 10 months says, when are we going to talk about the Champions League draw? Who do we really want? I believe Chelsea's a good one, but English team tax. But it's also Potter tax.
I think we talk about it tonight.
Tonight,
mate.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we need to talk about it. We'll do a little Champions League preview. Have a look at the teams we can face. Obviously, because if you face everyone, but have a look at all of them to see the situation. Speak about who we want, which is preferable draws, which is the least preferable draws. Because tomorrow is a big day. Tomorrow is definitely a big day, because you don't just have one draw. You've got the rest of the Champions League going forward.
Yeah, man.
It's always one of the biggest streams of the year. Always, because it's. I mean, you get to see the situation, and then you get to see the fixtures and see where them games are going to slot in and how difficult of a period it's going to be.
Yeah,
it's good, man.
I agree. We'll do it tonight. But by the way, I've been given contradictory news on the draw. I just want to let people know. People were telling me it's 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I've seen that. But usually,
however, I went on the Champions League website today, UEFA website, and they said it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, you know what
Yeah, I'm on it now, bro. Put UEFA because I don't want people to miss it, innit? You know what I mean? Especially if we've told them. Here we go. I'm on the website now.
It's normally 11 o'clock. Dan Troyer says that. It is usually at 11 o'clock, but people yesterday were saying 12, maybe.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. I'm on the Man City website. The draw is scheduled to take place at 11 o'clock.
There you go.
So we'll probably be live like an hour, half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that before. So we can get like more
we'll get like a little bit of a build up beforehand.
Yeah. But I just wanted to let people know because we've been saying 12 because we asked and everyone to put in the chat 12, so we went, oh, it must be right because everyone said 12. But yeah, I just wanted people to. I might do a community post as well.
Yeah, to make sure people know in it because that is right. We are basically just pushing out fake information in it, but that's only on the basis of the chat. So blame yourselves. So we're gonna blame you. So you may as well blame yourself in it. It is. That's what Joseph Frangul, mate. I was just about to say that there was the clocks went back, didn't they? So there was a time change. So I think people just thought, the clocks went forward, whichever way it was. People thought that it'd be 12 o'clock. Or maybe it is 12 o'clock somewhere in the world.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, well, there you go then, guys. Julian Alvarez has signed a new contract. It's not been officially announced by Manchester City. However, his agent has already confirmed that the contract has been signed. We're just waiting for the Manchester City.
Yeah, the official post, yeah.
But it's already been done. We'll be live again tonight for some build-up for the Champions League draw, so make sure you join us for that. We'll go through all the teams and that. If you can't make tonight, don't worry. We'll probably go through most of it again tomorrow on the build-up to the draw. But yeah, Champions League. And then we've got the Burnley game on Saturday, so it's a big couple of days. Make sure you stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Smash a like on the stream. And guys, we'll see you next one. See you later.
See you in a bit.